Good evening, everybody. How are you doing? This is Dr. Samori Swygert signing in. And today I want to share with you something that kind of hit me. This is a concept or theory that I want to share with you. I believe it's original. I haven't seen anybody break it down this way. It came to me while I was thinking about things. And it is in the vein of financing economics and how we are going to empower and uplift the African American community using economics and finance. Much of what we see and understand about poverty and how we can uplift ourselves is making sure that we are controlling the black dollar. Now, what I'm going to tell you is nothing new. It's nothing unfamiliar to most, especially if you've read the readings of Dr. Amos Wilson, Dr. Claude Anderson, and other black scholars. What you've heard from decades past is that the African American dollar does not circulate in the African American community. You hear scholars and commentators talk about how in the Jewish community, in the Latino community, in the Asian community, the dollars that they make, they bounce around multiple times, 15 times, 10 times, 8 times, 5 times before it leaves the community. Meaning, when we get pay or when we generate some type of disposable income, we are supposed to be saving some for ourselves and our family and our future. And then when we spend that money, we should be spending it within our communities, within our own institutions, our own businesses, right? Our own groups before that dollar leaves the community. So as I give some money to this shop then should be sharing that money whenever they may need to get some supplies or some work done. They should be seeking supplies and services from another black business or making charitable donations to another black group. So I'm going to apply this concept, this theory. It helps illustrate, and it's for illustration purposes only, because like I said, the speech is not new. It's just the concept to help illustrate it. So I call this the pinball theory, the pinball game theory. Now, most of you guys are familiar with the game pinball. Pinball is where you have this, you have a silver ball, and you have this table. It's encased, and it has all these different bumpers and stops and blocks that once the ball is injected into the system, it's like a labyrinth, it's like a matrix, it's like a maze of all these different bumpers. And every time that pinball hits one of those bumpers, you're generating points. You know, it's just ping, bing, 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 bing. And every time you do that, you're generating more points, more points, more points. And so I would say this is how I would like to equate it. The pinball, the silver pinball, is black money. When you get paid, it's like putting that quarter or 50 cents inside that pinball game slot, all of a sudden your silver balls will jump up inside of the pinball table. I mean, you just got paid from work, or you just ran into some income somehow. Now, when you typically pull back on this lever with a spring, it shoots that ball into circulation, into this matrix, into this labyrinth, into this maze of bumps and cushions. And each of those bumps and cushions are symbolic. They're emblematic. They are supposed to represent a black business, a black agency, a black institution. So every time it bumps around, bing, 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 that is that money that is circulating throughout the system of the black community. So the pinball maze, the pinball labyrinth is the black community. And then if you notice on a pinball game at the bottom, that's how it exits. the ball will exit because it's fighting gravity. Gravity is trying to pull that silver ball off the table. So that's mainstream society that's trying to pull your black dollar out of the black community, out of that matrix, out of that maze, out of that labyrinth of the black community. But if you notice, at the bottom, before that pinball goes out, before it exits, before it leaves the table, you have an opportunity to reinsert that ball, to spring it back into the game. You have these two levers, they're called flippers. And so you have one on the right and one on the left. And so I say that the flippers are the black man and the black woman. You have one on the right and one on the left. And these flippers, whenever they see the ball come, they can flip up, flip it up, flip it up. And every time the ball gets close, they can knock it right back into circulation again. And so what you see is several dynamics when you watch a pinball game. See, also with the flippers is this. They have the ability to, when the ball goes down the flipper, it can flip up and it can cup it. It can hold that ball. It can hold it, sustain it. It won't let it go for as long as the player wants. And so for that black man, that black woman, we can hold that flipper, and when we're ready, we can toss it right back into the black community. And that's similar to boycotts, divestment of funds. So different ways in which we can conserve the black dollar and prevent it from going outside of the community. Then you also see sometimes we have individuals that really don't care. They're not concerned. They're really just concerned about enjoying themselves. They're not concerned about where the power and the influence of the black dollar goes. They'll let it leave the community just like that, without any hesitation, without any thought. They'll just let it, they'll get paid, they'll shoot it into the system and let it fall right out of the community, come straight down the middle. Because once the ball comes right down the middle, it's beyond the reach of the black man and woman, and it goes out. It's sucked out by gravity. It's sucked out by mainstream America, and they then get the black dollar. There's other things that I would like for you to notice is that on this board that you're looking at, there are ways in which we can triple and multiply what we do. When we start saying, you know what, I'm going to partner up. I'm going to invest in these businesses as a partner. I'm going to put my money in black banks. You'll then start seeing returns, or you have the possibility of getting returns on your dollar. You start getting, generating more revenue, alternative streams of revenue, rather than spending your money here and there frivolously, eating out here, buying Jordans there, taking this luxury vacation here, buying this expensive car there. You say, you know what, listen, instead of paying $2,000 for this vacation, maybe I'll put this inside a black bank. So if you look at the board, in the center, in the upper center of the board, you see this, like they got this little cave, like the little hollow. And once it goes in there, when the ball goes in there enough, everything goes dark for a few seconds. And then all of a sudden, all the points add up and you get 1,000,000 points. And so your points are equal to your dollars. And so that's like putting your money in a black bank. You just shut it all down. You didn't give any money away to the system. You took your money and you put it inside the black bank. You're letting it grow and accrue interest. You're growing your capital, right? Also, you'll see if you're partnering with businesses, you know businesses are going to be started. If you know that there are people that have crowdfunding for new business ideas and you get in on it, You're able to talk to the person and say, hey, I want to be a partner. You have the possibility of that product or service being a hit, and then you get paid. And so now when you look at the table, what I'm showing you in this part, you see multiple balls on a table, multiple silver balls on a table, 1, 2, and 3. All those are bouncing around. So you've just exponentially increased your revenue that is circulating and bouncing around the Black community. Everybody's getting paid. There is some type of mutual, reciprocal generation of revenue and sharing of wealth before it leaves the Black community. And so this is what's very important. And so when I say all the different stops and the different bumpers that the dollar needs to circulate, yeah, that's your Black corner stores, your Black delis, your Black laundromats, cleaners, restaurants, bars, lounges, different painting companies, auto body mechanic shops, Black plumbers, roofing companies, people that do tiles, your health and fitness, your holistic health people. You have the Black banks. You have, like I said, crowdfunding projects. You have Black law firms. You have Black dentists. You have Black doctors. So you can go to their doctor's office. You have a lot of Black people that engaged in the technological field that do so many different types of digital work that you can hire them for. You have your spas, you have your barbershops, you have your salons, you have your Black boutiques. Like I said, your tech companies. You can make donations to your local HBCUs if they're around you. You can make donations to different community organizations. So that's what we're saying. And it just circulates and bounces off each other, circulates and bounces, circulates and bounce, circulate and bounce. And that's all like the pinball game. Don't let that ball, don't let your income, that silver ball, get injected into the game and just leave right out. Let that ball bounce here, there, everywhere. Bing, 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 bing. What we call points, we equate to dollars, and let's keep increasing that dollar amount that is being shared. We have to set forth a future for our kids, our posterity, our progeny, the next generation. And this is all a conscious effort. We just have to take initiative to do that. Black man, Black woman, you are those flippers at the bottom of the screen that protect that money from leaving that Black matrix, that Black labyrinth, that Black maze that we call the Black community, which is the pinball table. So that's it. This is the pinball theory for Black economics and the Black dollar. This is Dr. Samori Swygert. You can hit me on Twitter at DocSwag06, DocSwagg06. You can also listen to my show. It's called The Pendulum, and it is on Blog Talk Radio, www.blogtalkradio.com/source radio. You can also just Google my name. You can find some of my articles. Go to YouTube. You can find some of my articles. You can go to my YouTube channel, which is Doc Swag, Doc, D-O-C, space, Swag, S-W-A-G-G. And you can also go to Amazon, iTunes, Google Play, and CD Baby, and you can get I have an audio book where I talk about issues just like this, creative, innovative, and thought-provoking articles in the audio format. And I also have a poetry album done by all HBCU band from Hampton, Norfolk State, and Howard University. All original music. It was very good. It's been an Amazon bestseller 4 times in the Quiet Storm category, #1. So with that being said, take care. And I have one more theory where I use the pinball table to apply. That'll be coming up next. That'll be a part 2. Take care and be safe. Love you. Peace.